Rubini this week claimed that as far as the economic recession is concerned, the worst is behind us. I'm not sure if John Caslione will agree. He is the CEO of GCS Business Capital and author of Chaotix. Good to see you, John.
Good morning, John.
Would you beg to differ with Rubini?
Actually, I would agree with him that the worst of it is behind us. But what I also want to do is put in perspective in that the boom and bust cycle that we've known, which has basically been about 7 or 8 cycles, one was a double dip over the last 50 years, where we see the sine wave of the economic cycle, we believe that that cycle is over. That what we're going to start to see now going forward, because of a lot of the factors that are taking place in a very globalized economy now, is the fact that we're going to move from a sine wave to a more of a series of non-uniform W's, more like an ECG, a heart wave, if you will. And if you start to look at it, we really have already entered into this, what we call the age of turbulence already. Much of the discussion that I listen to is trying to benchmark back to almost setting, resetting or pushing the reset button to the old economic cycles as we've known it in the old economy. A lot of the words that we used when we wrote the book more than 9 months ago, the new normality, we hear about the new normal now, we hear about early warning systems, we wrote about all of that. What we're saying is that we now really have to start to look at maybe redefining what is a recession. Recession, by definition, is 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth. What we may have is we may have 4, 5, 6, 15 months of prosperity. Then we may be followed by some months of downturn, what we call the new normality, spurts of prosperity and intermittent spurts of downturn. Yeah. And when we do have a downturn, it's not as though we're going to be looking into the abyss that we've had before. But I think that you mentioned the book Chaotix. Chaotix will have actually 2 launches. Right now we're in more than 50 countries and more than 24 languages. The second launch will really be when people start to say, well, wait a minute, we've just had X number of months of an upturn and now we're going down. And where is the cycle again? Because we've been accustomed to 5 or 7 years on average of an upcycle and we're not seeing that.
John, we've got to wrap up with you, but thanks very much for coming in, telling us about your view on where we go from here. John Caslione.